Okay, here's your Unit 3 test review. Okay, solve the equation for the variable. So here's example 1. Okay, x minus 14 equals 28. Okay, so side of the x, okay, only one number of minus 14. So all I have to do is one thing. So make it plus negative. If there's no times or divide, you circle your x. Get your negative 14 to a 0. So you would plus 14, plus 14. So you have x, 28 plus 14 is 42. Okay, example 2. Negative 3x equals negative 18. X has one number, but what's the operation? Well, it's not minus, okay? If there's no number in between, you put a times dot, there's got to be between it, okay? So again, when you have times, you want to circle the number with the times. So if I solve a times, I need to divide. No, that is not minus 3, okay? So then I divide by negative 3. 18 divided by negative 18 divided by negative 3 is 6. Okay. Alright, example 3. Okay. X divided by 4 plus 5 equals negative 14. Okay, x has two numbers on that side. What are the operations? So between the x and 4 there's a line, so that's divided by. So when you have divided by, like when you have times, you need to circle that. Then you got plus 5. So you got to get the 5 to a 0. So you're going to minus 5, minus 5. So we still got x divided by 4. Negative 14 minus 5 gives me negative 19. Okay, then to solve for divide, we times, okay, by 4. Out, and then negative 19 times 4 is negative 76. Okay, number 4, example 4. 7x minus 2x plus 3, negative 7x, equals 66. Okay, we have a problem here. We don't make the wall because there's two x's. Well, at least they're on the same side. So what you do is you draw that V and connect them. Make that a plus. Make minuses plus negatives. So I line up the equals, then I write x on this side. And all I need to do, since the x's are already on that side, I add negative 7 plus negative 2. It'd be negative 9. Plus the 3, 66. Now there's the only x. It's on the left side with two other numbers. So between the 9 and the x, there's no sign. No, there's not a minus. That's not between them. So you need to put a dot. Okay, circle that. And then the plus 3. So you got to get your plus 3 to a 0. You would subtract 3. And that's going to be 63. Then negative 9 times x. Well, to solve the times, we need to divide, okay, by negative 9. Okay, 63 divided by negative 9, it's going to be negative 7. And that's the answer. Okay, example 5. Negative 5x plus 3 plus 8x equals 33. Once again, okay, we have two x's, but they're on the same side, so I'm allowed to then just add, okay? So I line up the equals, I put x down, since they're both on that side, negative 5 plus 8 is 3. Then plus the 3, and then 33. Now I can make my wall. Got two numbers there. What are the operations? So times and plus. Okay, get that 3 to a 0. You would subtract 3. 33 minus 3 is 30, and you still got 3 times x. So to solve the times, you divide, okay, by 3. 30 divided by 3 is 10, so x equals 10. Okay, example 6. 3x plus 4 equals negative 5x plus 20. Now again, we have the same problem we did on the last two with two different x's, but they're not on the same side. I've got one on one side, one on the other, so I take the one on the right and get it to 0. So plus 4, it's negative, so you'd move forward by 5x, and then to the 3x. So I write x down, 3 plus 5 is 8, then plus 4, and then 20. Okay. So now, x is only on this side. That's the only one I have with two numbers. What are the operations? Times 8 plus 4. Got to get your plus 4 to a 0. So you minus 4, minus 4. So 8 times x, 20 minus 4 is 16. So to solve then for the times, I divide, okay, by 8. So x equals 2. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Okay, example 7. Negative 4x plus 3 equals negative 6x plus 17. So again, you have x's on the left and the right, so you got to take the one on the right, get that 2 out of there. So you'd have to move forward by 6. So 6x plus 6x. So I write x down, negative 4 plus 6 is 2, and then plus 3. Then over here you got 17. Now I can arrange this. X has two numbers, a 2 and a 3. What are the operations? You got times 2 and plus 3. So the plus 3's got to go. So I'm minus 3, minus 3. 17 minus 3 is 14. And then to solve it times, you divide. Okay? So divide both sides by 2, and that'll tell you what x is. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, example 8. Negative 7x plus 2 equals negative 19. Okay, so this is the only x I got. It's on the left side with two other numbers. What are the operations in relation to the x? So you got times and plus. Get your plus 2 to a 0. You'd have to go backwards 2, which means minus 2. So this is negative 19. Moving backwards 2 would be negative 20, negative 21. Then when I'm solving for times, I need to divide by the negative 7. Okay, negative 21 divided by negative 7 is 3. So x has been solved for. Okay, next up. Example 9. Okay. Negative 2x equals negative 14, short one. This is the only x, it's on the left side. It has one number with it, okay? What's the relationship? It's not minus. Minus would be between them. This would be times. So I solve it by dividing, okay? So negative 2, negative 2. So we have x now by itself. Negative 14 divided by negative 2 is 7. Okay, example 10. Example 10 needs a 2 squares because it has parentheses in it. Okay, so example 10, I got 3x minus 6. Quantity means parentheses x plus 5 equals 36. Okay, first off, any minuses you want to make it plus negative. Okay, Now we have to distribute this negative 6. That's a number right in front of the parentheses. It's not the 3. So negative 6, times and times. Okay, there's my plus, so I'm going to put a 1 in front of the x. You're going to times it by 1x. Then after the plus you have a 5. You're going to times it by 5. So I put x down here. Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. And don't put x here. Negative 6 times 5 is negative 30. So you line up your equals, drop your plus down, and you have negative 6x and negative 30. Now cross out, that's a negative 30. You can't really see it, but it's negative plus negative 30. So the parentheses and the negative 6 go bye-bye, and I got to add the 3x there. That drops down to 36. Okay, so I'm not going to make my wall because I have x twice. Well, fortunately for me, they're on one side, so I can just add them together as they are. Okay, 3 plus negative 6. So I put x down. 3 plus negative 6 would be negative 3. And we also have the plus negative 30 and then 36. Okay, now we've simplified it. This is my only x. It's on that side. Alright, so you got two numbers with it. What's the relationship? Well, you have times and plus. So that plus the negative, we got to take that to 0. So I'd move forward. Plus 30, plus 30. Okay, so negative 3 times x. 36 plus 30 is 66. Then divide, because you got times, you solve it by dividing, by negative 3. Okay, 66 divided by negative 3 is negative 22. Okay, example 11. 3/4 x plus 2 equals negative 10. Now, this is the only x I have. It's on the left side. It looks like it's with 3 numbers, but it's only with 2. That's a fraction, okay? So that means times and plus, okay? So you get your 2 to a 0 by minusing 2 backwards. Okay, I've still got 3/4 times x. And over here we have negative 10 minus 2. It's negative 12. Then to solve it times, I divide. I don't care if it's a fraction. I divide by 3/4. Take your calculator, you take negative 12, divide by 3, ABC4, and I got negative 16. Here's why that's negative 16. If I take negative 12 divided by 3/4, I'd put a 1 under the negative 12, switch that to times, and flip that to divide. So negative 12 times 4 is negative 48, 1 times 3 is 3, and you divide negative 48 by 3, hence the answer negative 16. Okay, story problems, example 12. The bill for the repair of your car costs $110 for the part. It also costs $25 per hour for labor. If you are charged $180, for how many hours did it take to repair your car? So hours. So we got dollars and hours. The time is the x, the dollars is the y. So dollars per hour. Well, there's only one of them. It's 25. 25 times x. So I make one table. Hours, dollars, 0, 1, 2. Now, before the $25 per hour, we have $110. Then we start adding that 25. So it's 135 plus 25. It's going to be 160. Okay, and it goes on. Now my ladder starts at 110. I keep adding 25 times x over and over and over. Every time the x increases by 1, I add 25. So my equation is 110 plus 25 times x equals y. Okay. Alright, now $180. That's going in for the, and I'm trying to find out how many hours that is. Okay. So y equals 180 then. So I put y 180. So 110 plus 25 times x equals 180. Okay, so we have two numbers with the x. 110 with a plus, 25 with a times. You get the 110 out by minusing. So 25 times x. 180 minus 110 is 70. Then to solve a times, I divide, okay, by 25. Okay, 70 divided by 25, that's going to give you 2.8. So 2.8 hours. Okay, example 3. Or 13. Or Dan purchases DVD. Or actually, hold on a second. I'm going to ditch some of these because that's just the same as it was before. Okay, number 13. The membership for joining a gardening association is $24. Members are then charged $3 per day for admission to the garden. Non-members are charged $6 per day. After how many days at the garden is the cost for members and non-members equal? So we're solving for the days. So the two units I have in the problem are dollars and days. So the time is days, that's x, dollars is y. So per, dollars per day, it's always the y per x. Now you got two of them, you got 3 and 6. Both those say per day, so I keep them separate. That means I'll make two tables. So x is days, y is dollars. Days, dollars. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So before the 3, I see $24. So I start at 24, then I start adding 3. So 27, and then 30. Now that wipes out the 24 and the 3. Now how about the 6? There's no number before that, so I start that at 0 and start adding 6. So 6 and 12. Okay. So that would be two ladders. Equals y equals y. So we start him at 24, then we add 3 times x. We start him at 0, and then we add 6 times x. Well, then we forget about the y's. We want to find out when these are equal. So equals, on one side I write 24 plus 3x. And on the other side I write 0 plus 6x. Okay, we have x's on the left and the right. So let's get the right to 0. So to get from positive 6 to 0, you go backwards 6. Then from the 3x. Okay, so I write x down. 3 minus 6 is negative 3 plus a 24. And then you have 0. Now I have x just over here with two numbers. What's the operations? Times and plus. You need to subtract 24 to get that to a 0. Negative 3 times x. Now if you're at 0 and you go 24 backwards, you're at negative 24. Then to solve it times, I divide. And that takes me to 8 for my answer. 8 days. You can always check your answer by plugging 8 in. So 24 plus 3 times 8 is 48. And then 6 times 8, 48. That's right.